Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Right. You. Oh, and I just love seeing my baby Rose's little face, her smile. She started waking up and she'd smile. Animals are fun. Cats are great. I miss my cats. My Celia would sleep on my head, literally. But cats are so awesome. I'm not saying anything about any other animal. I love all animals, but cats are great. Right? Let's just take a minute and think about planet Earth for a second. What a beautiful planet we've got. You know, have you seen this solar system? Well, this solar system doesn't have another one of it. Now, Venus is next. To my knowledge, and as far as I've been shown, there's my disclaimer. Everything that I'm sharing with you is 100% truth. I won't bring up any topic or circumstance that I haven't vetted to a solid degree, a few instances worth with examples. I have photographic evidence, footage, multiple years of gathering information. So I just want to put that out there. This is all truth. This is all truth. I'm Mrs. Truth. That's the juice that I roll on. It's true. There's so many reasons for it too. But this is as far as I've been shown, as far as I know, at all times, right? I'm being guided by God right here. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna be 100% until it happens, right? So I'm not gonna be weird with the ratios and whatnot. So you never know. I could be interpreting it wrong. You never know. Something it may not happen the way I want it to. I always leave that on the table because that's the first way to be humble about whatever you think, or think you know. It also allows there to be flexibility. Come the opportunity, come the circumstance that it doesn't. So it's always best to nonetheless. But needless to say, I won't be bringing to the forefront any kind of topic that is irrelevant. That being said, hi guys. What a beautiful planet we have here. We are so thankful that we don't have to think about air to breathe, right? Or making, like riding a bicycle to keep our heart pumping. Matter of fact, our bodies are amazing. I was thinking, because I see on X and Grok's growing up, Grok's development, and Elon is so proud of, and I understand that, but I thought to myself, like, just veer forward in that, turn that forward, and you know what's going to happen at the end of your innovation? You're going to innovate that robot to such an extent that you're going to end up with a biological human being. We already are the epitome of that intelligence and biology, and everything's living. Okay, so the metal is alive, earth is alive, water is alive. It's all working the same way, just like we are alive. It's all alive. And here's the thing, scientists. The rhythm of source, which is what I represent. I'm here from Central Source, here to guide us through a transition that we have, and it's the most amazing time. This is what everyone in human history has been waiting for. Congratulations, you've made it this far, but that doesn't mean you get taken out. Or take yourself out. That's actually, let me correct that. It doesn't mean you can't take yourself out. Because there's no bad guys. There's no bad guys in this planet. In the cosmos, there is not a creation of adversarialism. So there isn't and as much as there is your chiral, it is a one thing that is, or its absence. I heard somebody mention mathematics recently, and I was proud, like, yes, that's what I was asking about. Throw that into your mathematical equations. Figure that one out for the absence. It's not like dark matter or dark. It's well, I mean, it is, but when you look at it like absence, it makes a lot more sense even. So I just got off the train of thinking that I was on. I was trying to generate some love for Earth for a second because our Earth, first of all, is we got this thing going. What do they call that relationship between the fish and the anemone? It's that kind of a relationship, and we're thankful for it. So we're gonna pack our bags and hightail it out of here to go save consciousness. No disrespect intended, but it was a pun, and I meant it. It's kind of insulting to Earth, to God's plan. So here's Atlas. Atlas. Has anybody seen any like footage of the thing? And this that moves back and forth because it's like a second's worth. Have you heard the things that come out? I mean, like, if it's just being put together for my entertainment, somebody's still putting it together nonetheless. And it's on a daily basis. This atlas is blowing everybody's mind. It's doing things that have a probability of 0.00004. I mean, like these, it's defying all their physics and you would think that that would be so inspiring. You think that they would be responding to it with this vim and vigor. And in turn, there's that there's backyard astrophysicists and astronomers, excuse me. Ever since COVID, I guess it's worth noting that people have, we're all at home and getting on your into the internet. This was when the time it was going to happen, when people had time on their hands, and that's what it was for. They dialed us into it, but what has it done? What has it done for us? I'm really disappointed in the way that this has been rolled out or not rolled out. Never been rolled out. Well, you only dealt with computers if you went to work and worked with them. So something around the time of 2008, that bubble burst. It's about 18 years ago. It's an important point in time because we're going to get an 18-year do-over, according to what I've been shown. The fuckery that's been going on since then has been a whole lot of fuckery. And you want to know what? I've got a theory on how that started, or what it had. It had something to do with the fact that I had a child. I was turning 30, and I hadn't gotten married and started having babies yet. And I'm pretty sure that it's because my family trust money game. They knew that they negotiated about my novel genes at my birth, and then they kept it secret. Said some tall tale about it being the serpent seed to my mom. No one ever talked to me about nothing. And it's creepy actually when I saw how violent my dad got, angry at my mom because they told lies. Why? Because they wanted the genes. They wanted to try to sneak their way into the divine. So I haven't seen the data, but from what I've gathered, excuse me, these teeth whitener things. It appears that I've got this duplicate strand, as well as the Y chromosome, the mitochondrial Eve. They've mapped the human genome, the GRCH 37 and 38. I was able to confirm that mine was part of that. Whatever the case may be, T2TCHM13, new reference genome long read they got from my tissue. They called it a molar pregnancy, and suggested that I had a fetus growing inside me that had only the male only the father's information, right? Because like if you want to get somebody's spit or hair or fingerprint, you can get their DNA from that. They're saying none of my information's in my own egg, surrounded by blood. I had 3 DNCs. When you're going through this, it's wild. I didn't even think about this until COVID happened. I started doing the research for that, but it doesn't have any of my information. Well, so what a blatant lie. Matter of fact, without my information, it couldn't start to form a fetus. For one, okay, the reproduction game, turns out it opens up a whole genetic research. Well, a reference genome is what they basically use as a reference. They take your digits, and they compare them against this reference. And according to that, it means you're this or that. But you know what else I noticed, and I'm sorry for being real layman's terms, but it's a layman's world, aren't we? You gotta be able to get along with everybody and not be Mr. and Mrs. Fancy Pants. We're gonna get everybody there. So you want to run so fast, tire yourself out all you want. But we're not going until all of us are going. So they also, in these genetic science tolerances, which I'm going to give you a better example in the future, but hopefully I'm just trying to capture how unfair they're doing the mathematics. It'll be like, it's a bad example, but they'll have a threshold for something. And when I'm asking the question, like, well, who determined what the threshold was? And in order for it to even be considered high or low or like expressed, there you go. It's like, something is expressing. That's what they call it, like genes expressing. So like, how do you know that that's the way you're supposed to look at it? How do you know that it's not because so it all comes down to perception. And the way that I looked at it, I was like, oh, no, they got this all backwards. And then my information, I would be dead. They gave me all the diseases because they hate me, but they also hate everybody else. They're trying to perfect the human race because they think they're God. They think they'll finish that for God. They think they'll finish that for God. Now, scientists think that they sound so smart by just being level-headed and pragmatic. Oh no. In all truth, what you'll come to know soon is that that's absolutely the opposite of the circumstance. In order to be a scientist,